Castro from exoticwoodpen.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can drill a full-length size tool handle. Now this is a Robert Sorby turning tool, and you can see that the handle that's been cast here is pretty much the exact same size. And anyway, I'm going to show you how you can drill this freehand, making a small jig using an actual offcut of that piece, and just using a hand drill, how you can drill that out. And see, that hole is perfectly centered, and then the other side. And then we're going to show you how you can mount that on the lathe using a mini lathe just to turn that. I'm not going to actually turn it, but I can show you how to do it. Okay, this is Gabriel from exoticwoodpen.com. This is about 1.25 inch offcut of a tool handle I'm working on, and it's a bunch of offcut segments that I just cast in some dyed black alumilite. And anyway, I'm going to be using this. I'm going to drill a hole in the middle, a 1/2 inch hole. This is the actual tool handle itself that has been cast. It's probably about 14 inches long, and the first hole I drilled way off center, and I don't know, I just marked it wrong or whatever, not paying attention. And you can see on the other side, same thing. That one's decidedly off, so I'm gonna make a couple of plugs, fill those up, but then I'm gonna re-drill them. And anyway, this should come out looking like confetti as far as the tool handle goes. And that's about a 2-inch inside diameter, so I have a lot of meat to work with. That alumilite's pretty much welded itself to the ABS plastic, so I'm going to have to turn this off, the plastic ABS on the outside. So I'll show you how I'm going to make a center hole jig for that real quick. So back to this piece here, and I'm just going to put that in the 4-jaw chuck using my mini lathe, because I know that the bed on this one is dead on straight compared to my other lathe. And anyway, we'll go ahead and drill that all the way through. So it gives you an illusion that it's not straight, but it is perfectly in the middle because of the gap right there. And on the other side, then I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Okay, I got that rod turned down. It's about 5 inches or so. I've got a 4-inch hole on this end. I put some medium CA and push that in there, let it cure, cut it off, and then I'll flip it around, and what's left on this end I can then just plug that other side, and then I can use the jig that I just made and tape it to the outside and re-drill new holes. Okay, these are in. You can see that one there, and I used a flush cutting tool saw or Japanese saw, and the same thing with that end. Now we'll just wrap the other part on next. So I think this is the first for me. I don't think I've ever had a chance to use duct tape in a video. So I'm just going to take a small piece of this, and I'm going to use the channel in my bandsaw for the miter gauge. And I'm just gonna rotate that for where that's nice and flush. Hold it, and then we'll just wrap that around. There. And so now we may put a little bit more on there just to be safe. Okay, so let's flush pretty much all the way around. And then now you can see we've got a nice center jig for that to drill that hole out. Okay, now that I've got that hole in there, I'm just going to use my regular cordless drill. So I'm just going to get that started in here. And you can see that that's already pretty straight. So, put my safety glasses back on. I think I better do that standing the other way. Standing up. I can put some better force on it, pushing down. Okay, so that's a good start on a pilot. Let me peel this off. Actually, I'll probably reuse that duct tape. And then the other side's only 1/2 inch, but I'll still need to finish drilling this hole down to at least 4 inches in depth. On the other side, I only need to go down about 1 inch, and that's just for the live center to balance the tool on the other end. On my drill bit, that's my 4-inch mark. And I got about 2 inches, less than 2 inches to go. There we go. Okay, so this is the 4-inch hole, and let me zoom in. You can see where the outline is right there from the original one where we re-drilled it. Flip it over, and that's the other end. That's a little more than 1 inch down, but all in all, that worked out pretty good. And then this piece here, I can probably cut that in half or in smaller pieces, 1/2-inch pieces, 1/4-inch pieces on the drill press. And I'll probably cut a 1/4-inch slice off of that and use it for something later, like a pendant, and then a couple of 1/2-inch slices and make a couple of rings. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Okay, at the mini lathe, I have my $1 chuck here, and this is just made out of a piece of cocobolo, and this used to be a wine stopper. So if you see my YouTube video on a homemade wine stopper for turning wine stoppers, I ended up removing the metal piece, drilling it out, and just putting in a 1/2-inch piece of oak, only because I wasn't making wine stoppers anymore. So that's just an M2 mandrel shape that goes in here. I've got a 5/8 inch washer. I'm sorry, that's a 1/2-inch washer, fender washer, so it's pretty flared out, and a rubber hose washer. That is my whole drive mechanism. On the other end, I have a live center, so it doesn't make any difference. This side is drilled long enough, but being that I always work from one side, I know this is the head side, or where the tool shaft is going to be. So that is a 1/2-inch hole that goes on there. You know, lock that in place, and now your lathe is good to go for turning full-size tool handles. So anyway, with that, it'll be a while before I can get to this. So this is the full length of the tool bed here, practically. I've got about 1 inch left to spare on the bottom, on the back side. So, but I do have quite a bit of length left here on the quill. I could retract back if I wanted to make a longer handle. But anyway, you can use your mini lathe to turn full-size handles. Even though I used a full length, my other lathe, to turn my steampunk tool handles, I actually ended up finishing them here on the mini lathe with the micro mesh.